Hello, my loves, and welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If we're meeting for the first time, welcome. And for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be diving into the energy of the month ahead, focusing this afternoon on our earth signs. So that is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. I'm going to be live shuffling for you guys. So if you like that, you love that, it'll be kind of an ASMR experience. That's what I've always kind of felt when I'm shuffling live on camera for you guys. And the timestamps for each of your messages will be linked down below. We're going to be focusing predominantly on intuitive messages, so allowing me to channel for you in this moment and what you need to hear or what you will see in the next 28 to 31 days ahead. So all of the links for the decks that I will be working with will be linked down below. And at this point, you just want to focus in on your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. And if you're someone who is active and in your masculine, then feel free to tune into your Mars. But your sun, moon, and rising are the absolute most important. With all that being said, go ahead, get cozy, get comfortable, get your water, your coffee, your tea, and let's dive right in. Let's go ahead and dive right in, shall we? I've really been loving the Light Seers tarot deck lately. It's been giving and serving forever. And this is the third time I'm actually buying this deck. They're not sponsoring this video. I'm just being honest with you guys. I've really been gravitating towards the pocket tarot version because it's something that I'm able to carry in my purse, in my pocketbook, my book bag, whatever it is, my diaper bag, whatever it is that I have at the moment. So you'll see me shuffling with this tiny version. Okay, so talking to Taurians right now, you guys have really been going through it. A big part of the complications and challenges and ups and downs of your life right now is the fact that Uranus, the planet that disrupts everything, has been moving through your sign. Okay, first and foremost, let me just go ahead and say I'm actually hearing the word "the price is right," Taurans. So you guys might be entering into a windfall of money, or a game show is so specific. Game show energy is so specific, but that's one of the messages that's coming through for my Taurans. Okay, let's go ahead and flip the cards over and see what we have. So we have the Hierophant reversed, Two of Wands, the Tower card. So funny. This card is reversed. Let's see, it's having a hard time focusing. Seven of Swords, King of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. That confirms it right there. For my Taurans, you guys are going to be entering into money, interesting with, and I'm also seeing strategy. I'm seeing a connection with the, it's so interesting, the game show The Price is Right is coming through. I don't want to say that you guys are going on a game show. I wouldn't be surprised though if that was the case, considering how very specific that message is and how specific that word is, that sentence is. But you guys may actually be using strategy in order to work with your finances. You may find yourself really focused in on your finances. There may be a switch, a pivot in your spending, in your habits around money, in what you are also receiving. I just heard the words like rightfully so. So interesting. Rightfully so. Rightfully so, because anytime there's a major shift, a major pivot in your finances and resources, you have to have your budget reflect where it is that your current status is. The status quo is what it is that I'm hearing. With the Hierophant reversed, it's interesting because something that you were accustomed to, that you were receiving again and again and again, may be, I'm hearing the words off limits for you, or something changed. There's something derailed, something got switched up, something went topsy-turvy. Again, this makes sense because Uranus is transiting through your sign. Spirit is needing you to understand that it's important that you're looking ahead towards the future. If you are in a temporary setback or even a temporary success or temporary windfall, that's not going to be your permanent space forever. I'm also hearing the word longing. So you may be wanting something, striving for something, or this is something that you were longing for and striving for, and it enters into, the Spirit is really speaking clearly, like this chapter in your life. The fact that they're talking about these temporary moments is emphasizing the fact that this is not going to be this way forever. So you need to plan for the future, the long haul. What is it that, okay, I'm hearing like carrying forward, like making sure that you're making sure that your workload or your financial load or your financial burden reflects something that is sustainable for now, even if you have a sudden windfall or for some of you guys, if it's a loss, it'll be made up for in some way. Just a second. Sorry about that, fam. There was a minor interruption, but yeah, I'm just seeing like if there's a sudden increase in your income, or you get like prize money, or you get a promotion for whatever reason, there's something that's disrupting your finances specifically, or your life, or what you receive or what you spend. Spirit is still trying to cover you and make sure that your costs are something that are reasonable, consistent, stable. I'm laughing because for someone here, it may be a healthy income, like a healthy increase, like a substantial enough increase. And you're going to be really quick and tempted to want to spend this money to reflect this lifestyle or this goal or this something that you want to achieve or to have and to embrace. And Spirit is just asking you to be conservative for now. The word that I want to say is humble, but Spirit is not referring to it in a way that is humble. It doesn't reflect humble energy. It's just meaning like think for a rainy day. Don't save for a rainy day, but continue to spend. It's like a practice that you do, like practices that you do every day, so that your living costs, your living expenses don't increase just because you've received this sudden windfall. You do have the Seven of Swords here. To me, is showing reflecting strategy and thinking in terms of the future. But let me confirm that for you. Yeah, Eight of Wands. This is something that's going to come in pretty quickly, pretty rapid, pretty fast. And you're going to need to, it's like you might have itchy palms or something, like you're just wanting to spend, you know? Yeah, it's like the image that I'm getting is someone who gets like chore money, like a child who gets chore money and they just want to blow it on candy. And like these small like 5-cent pieces of like lemon drop candies, cinnamon discs. I don't know why I'm going with such vintage candies, but... And then because they blew their money on these small things, when there's a big toy that they really value and that they really appreciate, that they would really love, this money that they've blown on these small things, they can't put it towards that larger toy. And then they're sad because, yes, they had that temporary satisfaction of the candy, but the long-term joy that toy would have brought would have lasted longer, you know? And it would have had more value. So there's something here about trying not to be so itchy to spend your money, especially if you get a sudden income. Yeah. So for someone here, there's a lot right now with the Taurian energy about living within your means. If you find that your spending is feeling stressful, you may need to scale back in a way. You may need to look at you may need to revisit your budget and you might need to downscale for a little bit here. We have the Four of Wands, the Six of Swords reverse, and the Page of Cups. So this is really about looking at the home front. If you are merging resources with someone else, for example, you may have a roommate that you may be inviting in. You may be getting newly engaged and sharing your household expenses. There's something here that's coming in that feels good and feels supportive that may free up your time and your energy. Just make sure that your time and your energy, I mean your time and your money, it kind of frees up a space. You could be saving, like, specifically I'm hearing $340 or $360 a month on something. So try to use that money wisely. I also am not seeing you being, I'm not seeing you being stingy with your money, or you're not allowed to spend it. Spirit is, there's this really strong message of, like, not being humble is the word that I want to use, which means, like, you just don't spend it on, like, a nice thing. You can treat yourself. It's just, don't make it a routine habit. I'm almost seeing someone investing their money in things that can improve your quality of life and your day-to-day experiences, instead of going for a fancy dinner. It's almost like you put that money that you have into a package for yoga classes that you know will continue to pour into you for 4 weeks, instead of one fancy meal that would just last one night. Now, Taurus, it's totally up to you what it is that you decide to do with your money and your funds, but Spirit is saying treat yourself, but treat yourself wisely. Let me see if there's anything else that's coming through here. They're really focusing on quality of life for you, stress-free. I'm also hearing the words taking advantage of something. So if this is, the first thing that comes to my mind for you guys is coupons, spending, finding ways to, like, snip here and there, and then take what you save and put it, like, invest it in something that will nourish you and support you. There is a strategy to this. With the King of Swords, there's so much strategy and thinking ahead and planning ahead. And then the Two of Wands right here really confirms that energy. The Two of Wands, we're thinking ahead towards the future. What is out there? Let me explore all of my options. Let me not just settle on the first thing that comes to me and then I invest. If you guys are looking for houses, homes, rental properties, you're definitely going to want to explore your options. If you're looking into moving a new city, the first thing that comes to your mind, or the first thing that you think you may want to do, or the first opportunity, really pray on it, sit with it, sit on it before you decide, because I think that there's going to be a second option that presents itself that may be more of a fit for you. All right, let's go ahead and look into your animal totems. What's the energy for my Taurans? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm definitely seeing the connection to home environment and quality of life. The wombat card showed up. It says be at home. This is about our focus on our home life, our happiness, our stability, our comfort, big time on comfort, food, quality of food. Oh my goodness, like a big wonderful pasta dish that you just absolutely love. I know that I was just talking about spending and resources. Yeah, it's almost like you could like create, like you could like make, instead of going on to a fancy restaurant, like Italian restaurant, you end up making your pasta at home. You have truffle oil that you had already bought, especially you Taurans. You guys are like the kings and queens of sensuality. Like, I would love to go through your clothing closet, your spices closet. I would love to go through just your purse. What do you have in your bag? Like, I know you guys have some nice things in there. Your fridge, your snack drawer. Like, I would love, what coffee do you drink or tea do you drink? We can compare, because my tea collection is beyond. Also my coffee collection now at this point, but that's not my fault. That's Mike's fault. That's my partner. Anyway, moving forward, the next card that we have here is the Vulture Spirit. Nothing is wasted, and that is truly the case. I just feel like with the Vulture Spirit, you want to look for opportunity. And I know sometimes we look at vultures. I was talking about this in Behati Love Notes reading just the other day. I think it was yesterday. For those of you guys that don't know, that's my membership where I'm shuffling and pulling cards for that small collective, that small community every other day. We're just diving into like energies and what we need to hear, kind of similar to this, but we go a little deeper there. There's journal promptings, rituals that I write for them, but this card showed up for them, and specifically the turkey vulture. I was talking to them about the turkey vulture. And sometimes we look at the vulture spirit, we look at the vulture energy, and we're just like, ugh, you know. But at least I'll speak for myself. That's how I feel. I love all animals, but the vulture is not one of my top favorite animals. It's not at the bottom, but it's not at the top either. But with the vulture, right now, how it's coming through is it's talking a lot about opportunities and seeking opportunities and what you do with those opportunities when they show up. And I think that with the message, nothing is wasted here, what it's really trying to do and say and speak into your spirit is making sure that you don't feel like whatever opportunity that you choose, that you didn't waste it for a larger opportunity. And how would you know, right? There's this feeling of like, how would you know? I can shuffle and pull on that for you in just a second, but you really want to take a step back. And having said that, the next card that we have here is the giraffe spirit. See the bigger picture. Yeah, see the bigger picture. This is your ability to see as far as you can into the future or plan ahead into the future. And I just really am getting the strong message of whatever opportunities are presenting themselves to you right away, just don't jump on it, especially with the Eight of Wands, unless it's so good. Read the fine print and then decide, and then you'll have no regrets. Damn, I knew I was going to forget the question that I was going to ask you guys. I'm such a space cadet these days. Darn, I totally forgot. Let's see. Let me shuffle and pull just to see. I'm going to ask, what is this opportunity? It does feel like something is going to present itself to you. Look at that. This literally confirms everything that I'm saying. Seven of Pentacles is the card of taking a step back and looking at all of your options and intuitively sensing and feeling if this is the right move for you or not. That's what it was. It's like, how would you know? The way that it feels. This is going to be something that helps your life move more seamlessly forward. The Chariot card, for some of you guys, you're going to actually want to use this money that you have that's coming in on a trip, or you're going to want to begin spending, like saving your money so you can go on a trip and then splurge there or spend your money there. How will you know? You'll know when you take a step back and you look. You'll look at all of the pros and the cons, the details of things. And then also, you know what you want. You know what is the highest vision that you can imagine for yourself. And that discernment will speak to you into your intuition. Think about how intuitive the Queen of Cups is. When she sits back and allows her intuition to talk directly to her, when she's open and connected to her intuition, she receives so much. That in itself could be abundance. That in itself is wealth, is the amount of information that you receive. Yeah, so that's what it is that I'm seeing for you guys. Let me shuffle for you from this deck here, the Woodland Wardens. Love this deck. For those of you guys that are part of the Behati Love Notes community, you know I've been shuffling from this deck a whole lot. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. So, the first cards to jump up for you. Interesting. Okay, we have the Bear and Cedar connecting to leadership. So that may be a specific message for someone here. Especially for me, the first thing that comes through is the fact that the bear is connected to the home and the hearth and going into the cave, going into the dwelling, and family, connection ties. Even though it's talking about leadership here, it's, to me, I see power, I see family support, I see mothering, nurturing, protection, and strength. We did see the wombat show up earlier with be at home, the emphasis on being at home and being comfortable, cozy. And I just feel like, Taurus, you are going to be hopefully and then Four of Wands talks to you about your home environment, your comfort, your coziness, who is in your space, who and what you're sharing your space with. Being really selective, especially if you're someone who's choosing a roommate or whatever the case is. Protecting the home, maybe something that you guys are exploring. Yeah, different ways to protect the home. I'm also seeing leadership coming through as the power that you have to make decisions and to not share your power and decision making with others, to really sit with yourself. The eel and the iris is coming through, and the eel represents in this deck the word safety. So that's really interesting, that's coming through. And then you also have the moth and eucalyptus connected to an ending. So anytime when we have an ending, there's typically a door that opens up, a window that opens up, a new opportunity flies in. I'm definitely seeing something being offered here. So with that, I'm almost feeling like for some of you guys, really trust your intuition here with when someone is asking or offering you something. Is this going to restrict you in the future? If that feels like it's a real potential, a real possibility, or you see conflict of interest already from the jump, that right there tells you everything that you need to know. And I know that sometimes that seems so obvious, right? But oftentimes we need the reminder. So this reminder is definitely coming through. I'm also seeing the emphasis on boundaries and what it is that we are attracting. So again, just not everything is going to be a fit for you. Don't force it. And also, someone may be trying to give to you, and it's time for you to reject it. If there's money that feels dirty, unclean, it just probably might not be worth it for you two Taurans. That's something that is coming through. But really what I'm seeing right now is erring on the safe side of this windfall of abundance, this sudden windfall that's coming into your life, Taurus. So that's the message that is I see for you guys, and really, really love it. I feel like it's a good one and doesn't feel bad at all. So if this resonated with you, definitely check out Behati Love Notes. Again, I shuffle and pull for that small collective there every other day, constantly connecting and tuning into their energy, sharing those messages, journal prompts, rituals that I write for them. Speaking of rituals, definitely check out my ritual box. It is a lunar oil that I offer once a month. It is a subscription. I'm thinking about offering it outside of a subscription where you can buy the oil without the membership. There's that possibility. I might open that up for you guys, but you would definitely have to be following on BehatiLife newsletter on my website so that you can gain access to that. If not, you're not going to be able to see it unless you're following me pretty closely on Instagram. I don't announce it on TikTok or anything else like that. But the ritual boxes are curated with a lunar and oil, a ritual that I handwrite, an altar card for you to activate your energy and your power at your altars, working your magic, all of us together simultaneously, roughly around the same time, because they show up at you guys' houses at the beginning of the month ahead. So definitely something to check out. The links for that will be down below. And Taurus, I send you all of my love. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please make sure that you are subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And now let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, welcome to your reading. I'm going to be live shuffling for you guys, of course. The decks that I'm shuffling with are going to be linked down below. Make sure that you are checking out your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. If you have goals or things that you are focusing on that you want to achieve, you're going to want to check your Mars and dive into the messages that are found for you there. Okay. Let's go ahead and see Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Wow. Of course. It's so funny. I will show you in just a second, I promise, Virgo. How have you guys been holding up? Real curious. I myself am a Virgo. That's my baby. Crying. She is not a Virgo. Virgo, Virgo, what does Virgo need to hear? Dunes. Dunes? What the heck is dunes? Dunes? Or doomsday or something? That's so specific. Dunes. Waterfront, dune. Dunes. Interesting, Virgo. At the very bottom of your deck, you actually have the Magician. Now, the Magician card connects us to our ability to manifest. But before we can manifest, Virgo, we want to be completely and utterly connected to our inner power, our inner source. In order to do that, Virgo, our minds often need to be cleared out. I'm also hearing the word contempt. Interesting, Virgo. You have the word dune and contempt. Yeah, your mind needs to be cleared. If there's any type of, when I see the word contempt, I'm also thinking of the word resentment. So if there's anything, Virgo, that you are holding on to, any bitterness, any frustration, any unspoken truths, it's important that you start to chip away at that and not to pick at it and to find more problems, but to work on soothing what your need is, Virgo. What is it that you need to ask for right now, especially when it comes to asking for help? I also am hearing, Virgo, that it's not up to you to try to figure things out all by yourself. There has to be a teamwork effect here. Like, everybody should be on the same page, Virgo. I know that with Virgo energies, we tend to, and I say we because, like I said, I'm a Virgo too, we tend to have a specific way that we like things to be done. We can see ahead too of problems and things that could eventually become more problematic, and we try to avoid that. We can often sense that people don't appreciate things in the way that a Virgo would appreciate things, meaning like there's a certain way that things should be done, and not everybody values that or has the same goal. Some people are rushing through, some people are stumbling, some people are messy, problematic, temperamental. I'm also hearing tragic, like someone who's like constantly dealing with like constant trauma and tragedies, like whether it's a real tragedy or everything is just exaggerated, it can influence the quality of what someone is doing. And Virgo, that can start to eat away at you and bother you. I'm also seeing a Virgo chewing on like a pen top. And I don't even think that, Virgo, you're realizing it, or you're watching someone else doing it and they're not realizing it. It's the way that they deal with stress, and something about it is really bothering either you, or it's showing how much something is bothering you by these subconscious things that you do to try to self-soothe in a really stressful situation. And Virgo, I think that it's important for you to take a step back. This is not the first time I've seen, because I was actually shuffling and pulling for another Virgo recently, the seahorse spirit here. Watch and wait. Watch and wait, Virgo. But this card is reversed. Virgo, you're having a hard time being patient with someone here. I also am seeing like you being like, time is ticking. If you don't figure this out, it's going to be a problem. And I feel you, Virgo, with the cow spirit here. This cow represents nourishment and abundance and contentment, but it's hard for you to find peace if you are bothered by everything. And it's so funny because I'm seeing the image of the cow, and I'm seeing like how flies will be on the cow's face, and all those tiny flies would drive me crazy. But somehow the cow becomes oblivious. Somehow the cow is not bothered by those things. Or maybe the cow might be being benefiting from these flies or something in some way. Or maybe the cow has just accepted and surrendered to the situation and just is more content to focus on chewing the grass, absorbing the sunshine, and spending time with other cows in this beautiful field with blue skies and green grass. I don't know what it is here, Virgo, but there may be a perspective shift that needs to happen to allow you to feel more content and less abrasive and bothered by the energy that's happening around you. I do want to say that it's interesting. The Rhino spirit is here. It is reversed. It says overcoming any obstacle. Overcoming any obstacle. It is reversed though. I feel like, Virgo, if you're bothered by and losing patience by smaller things, it wears down your resistance to larger situations and circumstances that demand your full attention or are worth your attention. If you are focused on the smaller things and you're just like, fine, fuck it, I'll do it. Pardon my French here. It's just going to wear you down. It's almost giving, and I haven't seen your cards yet. They haven't been flipped over yet, but it's almost giving Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands energy. If you know the tarot, it's pretty much that energy of like defensiveness and like, I'm here to protect myself and I'm holding on. Like Seven of Wands is ready to fight back. There's enough energy to fight back. Nine of Wands has already done all the fighting and now they're exhausted and holding on, and they're just like, whatever it is that I gotta do, I'll do, but I am tired. I'm burnt out. Virgo, make sure that you're not getting to that point where you're just so spent. Let me go ahead and flip your cards over. Look at that. First card, the first card is the Hangman, Virgo. This is a card of surrender. Virgo, you may need a vacation. You may need a timeout. You really have to find a way to zero in on your ability to be patient with the moment or understanding of the moment or accommodating and just accepting the situation for what it is and surrendering to the moment and trying to find contentment. Sorry, you're having a hard time being patient. You're having a hard time accepting, and it's just going to wear you down. At the end of the day, it wears you down first, and it's going to be like a ripple effect that wears down everything else, whether it be your relationships, whether it be the ground that you're walking on as you pace back and forth because you literally can't stand the situation. Like, and I just want to say that it just seems like there's a lot of people that are counting on you, Virgo. So if that truly is the case, I understand showing up for them. But if you do decide to show up for others, make sure that you're showing up without carrying the baggage, the weight of resentment too with that. Like, here I am bailing you out again, and moving from a place where you do things. Yeah, Chizu. Yeah, Virgo. I am definitely seeing a need for Virgo to step back, to step away, to replenish your cup. I'm also seeing that once you fill your cup up, Virgo, once you pour into yourself, rest. That's another thing too. Get some rest in you and some nourishment and some good food, especially the cow. The cow will talk to you a lot about rest and nourishment and self-honoring and taking it easy. How the difference that a good, clean glass of water, hydration can have on the body, good food, a good rest, a walk in the park, and no phones dinging, right? That can make a huge difference. Virgo, I do see you needing to step away. What this is, I don't know. It could be your work. It could be your duties for the day. It could be turning your phone off, walking away from your friends. Virgo, your cup seems like it's empty. And really what Spirit wants you to do is to get to a place where you are content, you are joyful, and poured into. Right now, it feels like there's a lot of things that are subconsciously bothering you, a lot of things that are subconsciously settling you, like unsettling you. I'll speak for myself here. If my house, my room, my office is chaotic, which I've had to accept that as a new mom, juggling many responsibilities, many different roles right now, it does have an impact on my ability to feel like I'm achieving my goals and that I'm happy with the day, especially as I'm winding the day down. I try to keep the house clean, organized. I try to do all these things that are important to me. And if it's not, like, I can subconsciously feel and sense the chaos in the moment. Cleaning that up, and of course I hate the cliche of constantly talking about like cleanliness when Virgo is mentioned, but there is a medicine to putting everything in its place and cleaning the energy of the room, cleaning the energy of your mind, cleaning the energy of your heart. It makes a difference. If not, it's like this subconscious distraction that is just another thing that you haven't done or that you haven't taken care of. And Virgo, it's time for you to take care of you. So the cards that I'm looking at right now, because I didn't flip over the second layer, we have the Eight of Cups reversed. Virgo, there's a desire that you have to continue to show up and nurture and support and give to something here instead of walking away from it. But right now it does seem, Virgo, that you taking a break and you pulling away is the best thing that you can do and give for yourself. And it's I don't want to say a selfish need, but for someone it almost feels like you're being selfish, but you're not. You're filling your cup up first. And Virgo, you give so much of yourself so often to so many, or a lot of people count on you, like to be available, to ask advice of, there's just so many things. And Virgo, it's time for you to turn your phone off, flip it upside down, go on vacation, step aside, whatever it is that you got to do, ask for help. Yeah. The next few cards that we have here are really interesting. There's a hyper focus on finances and resources and money lately for the earth energies. We have Ace of Pentacles reverse and Nine of Wands. Did I talk about, yes, I did. I mentioned the Nine of Wands, and here it is. I told you, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw this card, and here it is, the Nine of Wands showing up. It's the card of being defensive. And that's literally what it was that I was saying. Seven of Wands is when you are ready to fight and you're caught off guard, but you're ready to defend to the end. Nine of Wands is you've completely defended yourself. And anything else, any last minute swings that someone needs to get in, you're like, come on, bring it, because I'm ready. And that's where it is that you're at right now. But Spirit is saying we don't want you to stay in that space. Anything that's reflecting this fight or flight energy that's getting amplified within you right now, let's go ahead and switch it up so that your luck, the Wheel of Fortune here, and your community, Three of Cups, can change for the better. I want to tell you, Virgo, that some people may be feeling like they're walking on eggshells with you. They know that you are disappointed in them, that you want and crave more for yourself from the situation. Especially Ace of Pentacles. Again, there's something that you wish to receive, that you want to receive, that you feel like you're deserving of, and for whatever reason it's not showing up. There's a blockage, there's an obstacle, and I feel like the way to help this arrive faster is to not lower your expectations, Virgo, but walk away from all of it temporarily so that you can catch your breath, relax a little bit, and revisit it at a later date, and somehow things will work themselves out. With the Wheel of Fortune, I have to tell you, Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man upright, whatever this thing is that's bothering you right now, it's not going to change through your actions alone, especially if it's people who are counting on you or leaning on you, because they are getting accustomed to you providing. Think about the cow spirit here. It provides milk and nourishment that should honestly be going to the baby cows, but we end up taking that milk, and don't even get me started on that. But it's like people are watching and waiting for you to continue to provide, and you're just like, first of all, I don't owe you shit, and second of all, I'm tired, or third of all, I know that you're giving this to me because you want something in return. And Virgo, I think that you really need to feel like you are unconditionally being poured into, not because someone or something wants something from you eventually. And Virgo, you're very sensitive. You're like Pisces, the most in tune, sensitive, and I say that in the best way, in the most respectful way, zodiac signs. You guys can freaking feel and sense the intentions behind someone before they even feel it and sense it and know that they're doing it. So it's not missed on you. And you just want to be, I don't want to say left alone, but you just don't want to be feeling like you're being used, or that you're only good for one thing, which is showing this task or providing this. Like you want to feel you want to feel connected and supported to, loved and cherished, with the Three of Cups here. And that can't happen if people are taking from you and running off. So Virgo, if that's the case, dry them out. Dry them out. You go walk out in a field and sit in the sun and bask in the glory of the moment, and allow people to feel what it feels like to not have you, so that A, they can begin to appreciate you again, but also B, they don't expect you to just always be available. They have to kind of figure things out for themselves. It's time. Virgo, it's going to make a hell of a lot of difference. And if you can't do that, then that's the message here behind the Moon card, is subconsciously, why do you have to be in a space where you need people to need you, and you don't expect more for yourself? Or more from the situation? Will they still be there if you are not providing for them? This candle smells amazing, by the way. Okay. The first card to jump out for you is the Spider and Passion Flower, Creative Ingenuity. This card actually jumped out for Behati Love Notes, which is my monthly membership that I shuffle and pull for a small collective, intuitives. It's 11:11 on the clock. Just pouring into them and giving them advice, giving journal promptings, rituals, diving deep into ourselves. So if that's something that you're looking forward to, the links are down below. But I was struggling with saying that word, ingenuity. Basically what I'm seeing here, Virgo, and what I want to tell you is, it's really hard for someone to create when they are depleted. You are pulling from your sacral chakra. And if you are doing things out of a sense of duty, you're losing the pleasure, the joy, and the selfless abandonment that happens when you are brilliantly creating because you genuinely enjoy it. Something that you love can easily turn into a chore if you don't walk away. And the things that it is that we love the most, we tend to give the most of ourselves to it, but at some point, again, we have to know when to surrender. And when we surrender, or our inability to surrender, it reveals a lot to us. Walking away and surrendering the outcome can loosen up the most tense, tough situations that are showing and revealing more blockages and obstacles and opportunities. So Virgo, you stepping away is the best thing that you can do for yourself, first and foremost, in this situation. Let's look at the next card. Oh, I've never seen this one before. Oh, we have the luck. We have the duck connected with the plant chrysanthemum. I actually have worked with those flowers before. They're beautiful. I think a lot of you guys have mums. Mums, like the mums that we put out for Halloween, connected to the word luck. The duck connected to the word luck, which is so interesting because the Wheel of Fortune card is here, and the Wheel of Fortune card represents a change of luck for the good or for the worse, for the better, for the worse. And Virgo, I really truly feel like, again, taking a step back is going to help you to change your luck and help you see, more importantly, how lucky you are in this moment. And sometimes that's hard to see when you're just like bogged down by like bullshit, pardon my French, but like seriously, it's hard for you to see the blessing in the moment if you are burdened by others, all different types of energy. It's just not a vibe. Your luck changes, Virgo, when you walk away, when you take a break. Next card we have here. Wow, that's exactly what's missing here, Virgo, is hope. The butterfly and the snowdrop connected to the word hope. I think, Virgo, you you had the Magician card at the very beginning. Remember that? You had the Magician card at the very beginning. And again, if we are mentally empowered, and the Magician is actually ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is a sign that rules you, a big part of you. It rules our mind, our ability to analyze information, our ability to speak up, express ourselves, process information. If our minds and that energy is bogged down, confused, cloudy, chances are we're doing too much and we need a little bit of a vacation, or a need to kind of like step back. And that's what it is that I'm seeing here, Virgo. As soon as you choose and decide to take a step back and allow this situation to unfold or be what it is, you are going to find that you are able to manifest better luck, better opportunities, less obstacles, less resistance, because you have freed up your energy to receive, instead of you being the one who is constantly being a blessing or a resource for others. So Virgo, really, really listen in on that right now. I think for you, Virgo, Taurus, you're kind of similar. Well, no, I don't say it's similar to Taurus, but the similarity and the connection that I'm seeing between you and Taurus energy, and it's coming up because I was just reading for them, is the word is like receiving, like the need to receive. Taurus was about to get like money, like a sudden windfall of something, and there was a message that was connected to that. With Virgo, I see this as you are in the midst of a blessing, Virgo, but what is missing is the peace of mind that we hope blessings give to us. But sometimes when we are offered something, that blessing can turn into a burden. So it's important for you to walk away and get your mind right, get your priorities straight, and or have other people get their priorities straight, so that they're not expecting more and more and more and more and more of you. Because then it almost feels like an energetic abuse. Okay? With that being said, try to have patience with others, or make sure that you're putting your foot down and making people be patient with you, especially if you need to take time away. You too are worth the wait. Okay, Virgo? So that is your message. If this resonated with you, I want to offer you to check out Behati Love Notes. It's, again, my monthly membership where I shuffle and pull for that small collective. There's also my lunar ritual memberships, where I'm creating for them once a month a one-of-a-kind individual ritual oil that is delivered to your home so that you can use it at your altar. I also write a ritual to go along with that oil, and I provide an altar card that includes things that you can use to invoke strength or whatever intention it is to you for the month ahead. Similar to an affirmation, but more connected to the magical side of that. So that's something that you are interested in, that you would like to give to yourself, a little treat. I definitely recommend that you check out that My Sacred Anointing Ritual box. The links for that will be down below. I was kind of telling this to one of the other signs that I'm thinking about making it available, so that if you wanted to just get one oil that resonates with you, that you would be able to do that. But it's and you don't have to do the membership, but it would probably, I don't want to say leftovers because that's not the right word, but it's going to be what hasn't been already reserved by those who have the membership. They're definitely going to be priority number one. So the links for that will be down below. Until then, Virgo, thank you so much for allowing me to shuffle and connect with your energy. I hope that this resonated with you. Take your time with this, of course. Allow your intuition and your discernment to speak to you. Make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel, because there's plenty more videos where this came from. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to be live shuffling for you. The cards that I'm working with will be linked down below. Let's go ahead and dive in. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn, I feel like you have a specific question that you want to focus on. I hear you. I respect you. Nine of Swords has been showing up for you. Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords. So if there is a specific question that you have on your heart, Capricorn, let's go ahead and just allow that to enter the chat. And I will connect. Normally, I try to keep the energy open because we have things that we would like to focus on for ourselves. But Spirit usually has something that they want to say. Capricorn, I'm going to reshuffle this for you because that's interesting. Very, very interesting. You might be dealing with the other earth signs. You might be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, another Capricorn. I feel like Capricorn, you're going to be facing like an ending. Which is interesting, Capricorn, because you guys have already... It's almost like you haven't... Capricorn, it's almost like you haven't... I don't want to say... Okay, deal with me here, but... And don't click off, Capricorn. You know when you have like an ending? Or we talk about endings and we expect it to just be like clean cut, move forward, and then you're just like, okay, I'm free of this. Capricorn, it almost seems like you're still cleaning up after an ending. I think that Capricorn, you may be trying to find yourself or discover something in this new beginning, but it's like still an ending. There's like a need to kind of like clean up. I'm also hearing the word resourceful. It's almost like you're trying to use what you have right now in order to make something new right now, and you're just like, what do I do? I'm getting an image of I'm getting a visual image. Look at this, you have the Death card here. I'm getting a visual image of someone who has been given like a bunch of tools, and they're like, yeah, tools, I needed tools. And then you're like, what are tools? What is this tool? And it's just like, oh fuck, back to square one. Pardon my French, right? Yeah, King of Swords is the first card to jump out. Capricorn, you have really interesting energies that's coming through right now. It's like you ended something and you're just like cleaning, you're in the midst of cleaning up. And like trying to find a way to like figure this out now. Like, what do I do now? Like, or where am I, what do I build? How do I build? It's not that you don't know yourself, Capricorn. I feel like you do know yourself. I just think that whatever the universe is giving you right now, you're like, what do I do with it? It's really specific. Some of you guys you feel like you're spending your time doing like things that feel meaningless, or like they're not really like contributing to like a greater purpose or path or plan. It's like almost like you're in this cycle of like doing laundry, washing dishes, going grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, waking up, doing a little bit of work, doing laundry, washing dishes, grocery shopping. It's like this weird, like, okay, this is life. And you know that this isn't going to be it forever, but you're just like, am I missing something? Like, it's like Capricorn, I just really feel like this vibe of like you walking around being like, okay. Yeah, Five of Wands. Five of Wands on the Death card. Capricorn. I'm really getting this like quiet energy of like, okay, like, can someone help me figure out what to do with this tool? What am I supposed to be doing? And then it's like a resistance to even asking that question because you feel like you should have the answer. So yeah, Seven of Swords, Five of Wands keeps showing up. Seven of Cups. That's what I'm saying. Seven of Cups. Look at that. Seven of Cups is the card of like, what do I do? Like, how do I, what is this pen? Is this a fork? Like, no, this is a fork. You're just trying, you just are kind of like meh. I don't know how to describe it. You guys are, your energy is, I don't want to say weird, but yeah, I'm just going to go with it. Your cards are pretty. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. It's giving like, I don't want to say time warp, but like a person who's just kind of like, the image that I'm getting, and this is so weird, and I don't even know what to tell you. Like, you guys know, like, I'm actually intuitive. Like, I'm not one of the YouTubers that is, shuffling and like, oh no, I'm seeing a person juggling. And it's like, well, yeah, you're looking at the card. It's juggling. So no, you didn't see it. You physically saw it with your eyes. You're not seeing it with your third eye. I'm actually intuitive. Like, I can see these things, and there are moments where what I'm seeing doesn't make sense to me, and I'm just like, all right, this is the moment where people are going to be like, okay, now what do I do with this information? But I'm always going to be 100% with you. I'm never going to be like, fake it, like fake the fun, because it's the real deal. Having said that, I'm getting this image, and I'm just like, how the fuck am I going to like tell Capricorn this? I'm getting this image of like someone who is, I hate this, by the way, Capricorn, because this doesn't help. I'm getting this image of like someone who is in this white background, white ground, and it's white noise, and it's just them, and they're in color, and they're just like, hello? Like, have you seen, there is this one episode, I think, on SpongeBob, where like Squidward and SpongeBob get lost in a different dimension, and they're just like walking around like looking for the exit, and it's just like you can't really find the exit. Capricorn, that's the vibe that I'm getting. That's literally not the vibe, that's the image that I got for you. And like, what do you do with that? I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know. It does feel like a wash, rinse, repeat cycle kind of here that you're going with, which means that it just doesn't seem like there's a way out or an explanation or instructions. Like, life doesn't come with instructions, and you're just like, okay, now what? I do want to say I have a instinct, like an intuitive instinct that I want to say, but let me confirm it first before I say it to you. Yeah. You have the Hangman. Reverse though. Capricorn, it's time for you to begin to, yep. Yeah, 100%. There you go. It's a blank slate because it's a blank slate. Let me say that again. It's a blank slate right now in your life because it's literally a blank slate. You can create and do whatever you want and wish to do. There are moments in our lives where spirit comes to us and tells us this is what is next. And there are few moments in your life where you have the ability, the keys are handed over to you, and you can say whatever you want. Actually, it's not a key, it's a paintbrush. If you have keys, spirit is taking the keys out of your hand and says, no, you don't need to choose a door. You need to paint a picture. Capricorn, paint the picture of your life. What would that look like? The world is your oyster. You get to choose. You have the Knight of Wands, the Hangman card upright, the Chariot card reverse, and the King of Wands. This is about power, protection, perseverance, and painting. You get to paint your life. You have had your ups and your downs thus far, things that you are aware of and things that you may be quietly, slowly uncovering and healing from. And with that, you get to paint whatever the heck you want, whatever sees fit. The issue is, Capricorn, you may be waiting for something to come to you, or you may be waiting to advance, is what it is that I'm hearing. You may be waiting for an opportunity, and spirit is just like, no, you can create this. Capricorn, I can see you turning into a business owner. If you haven't already, I can see you tapping into new passion projects, new love, new romance, especially if you put yourself out there and you're open to different opportunities and different people and different places. I'm seeing the potential for travel, for self-discovery through travel, education. spiritual practices, you can switch it up. I'm really drawn to the light on the Nine of Wands here. Like, I've never really noticed it as much as I'm noticing it now, and it's connecting me to the Knight of Wands within this card, which is to lean into your passion, lean into your joy, lean into things that make you enthusiastic. If you, Capricorn, are sitting back, and I don't want to say feeling sorry for yourself, but if you're just kind of like, I just am getting like someone who is experienced an ending and they're just like so stuck and trying to clean up the ending and make sense of it all so that they can move forward into a new beginning. You can decide to have a new start just by opening up the door of your house and going on an adventure today. In fact, Capricorn, feel free to close out this, YouTube video and going kayaking today once we're done. Something here is like, you can change your own pace. You could book a flight and just be in a totally different continent and country in 48 hours if you decided, Capricorn. And that's what Spirit really wants for you. I think sometimes, Capricorn, you look for stability and predictability and structure and routine, and when you are told to not look for that, you kind of get lost because you're still looking for it. Kind of lean into the unpredictable energy of life and chase that. Look at what classes and events are happening locally in your area and just sign up. Don't have dinner. Don't cook dinner. I know that you are so wired to cook dinner before you go and do anything else. Don't. Go to the event first and ask someone if they want to come with you afterwards to a barbecue. Why not? Capricorn, you get to switch it up. The problem is that you're looking for routine, and it's stunting you from moving from your heart and being spontaneous and really kind of letting your hair down and just being like, life doesn't need to be planned, and I don't need to predict everything, and I don't need to be doing the same thing every single day. I could switch it up. If you're playing golf and you're having your coffee and then you go for your walk and then you have your bath and then every day kind of looks the same, that's actually what it was kind of coming through, was like this wash, rinse, and repeat. And then you're just like, why does life feel so white bread? And it's like, well, because all you're doing is like white bread things. Even if it's like jumping out of a plane every Saturday, even that gets boring, Capricorn. Switch it up. Capricorn, you gotta switch it up. Don't wait for someone. I hate to be mean because this really feels it, but it's like I'm actually hearing Spirit saying, and it almost feels like an ancestor saying, stop feeling sorry for yourself, honey. Which I don't agree with, but I'm just the messenger today. Stop feeling sorry for yourself, Capricorn. Get out and do something. For some of you guys, yeah, that's exactly what it is that I'm seeing. You have the snake spirit. It says, trust in your magic. No, it's not. That's the raven spirit at the bottom of this deck. I just saw it. Snake spirit actually says time to heal, but it was reversed. Enough trying to heal, Capricorn. Shed the skin that has become your normalcy and become a new, fresh version of yourself. Switch it up, change it up, cut your hair, do something different. You also have 5-5 at the top of this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but 5-5 is the number of change. It's time to change it up. It's time to change, shed those skins. No wonder you're bored. No wonder why it's white walls, white floor, white noise, because you need to put on Afro beats. Interesting. The first card to jump out for you is the Owl Spirit. You see clearly now. 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting. The number 7 is coming through too. 777, 770, 717, 707. I'm also thinking that for some of you guys, this could be area codes. Or like, what is it when your phone, like the start of those numbers? Anyway, Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. With this, I'm actually seeing somebody blinking in the dark. And it's like you're almost living in the dark, and then you open the door and you step into the light. And that can be such a metaphor, but I really see it as like almost literal. Like if you're in the dark in your home, open the blinds or leave the blinds shut. But either way, go outside. Like go out and do something. Make your eyes be like, oh, it's so bright. Like, yes, exactly. Capricorn, you've been living in a cave. Turn the light on. Be spirit. Sweet results await. Look, the number 7 right there. 7 at the top. Exactly my point. I just feel like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I was about to lose it. Yeah, be spirit here. Sweet results await. This is what I feel like when you go out and you look for sweetness in life and you go out and look for the honey. I also feel like, Capricorn, there's a lot of people that want to see you happy, and I just feel like a lot of people around you are kind of like sad for you, or I don't say worried, but just like, dang, like I wish so-and-so felt better. I wish that so-and-so would just enter into the light, like would allow the sunlight into their lives. Like there's a lot of people that want to see you happy, Capricorn, but they're kind of watching you kind of like trudge through life, you know, just kind of doop, 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 doop. And it's just like, it's just not supposed to be that way. You know, there's times where life is quiet and, you know, predictable, and we need that. And there's times when we need to shake it up a little bit and go where places that liven us up and wake us up and shake us out of our routine. And Capricorn, you need to go out and look for that. The next card we have here is the skunk spirit. Know your worth. This is my animal totem. Every time I see the skunk, I always am like, the skunk is my animal totem. The skunk is my animal totem. I love to like announce it to the world because it was the first animal that, and actually the cow, but that's not for your reading. First animal spirit guide to come to me, and I was just like so disappointed. But the skunk is a powerful animal totem. Don't get it twisted. But how this message is coming through for you guys is the balance of night and day, light and dark. And I really feel like for some of you guys, it's time for you to get out of the darkness and step into the light and get active and start looking for joyful moments. Don't wait for them. Don't wait for an invitation. Don't wait for someone to change your luck. Get out, shake it up, do something different, and you're going to start feeling a whole lot better. That's your message. Let's go ahead and shuffle and pull. Capricorn. Wait till you see this. I'm going to have to shuffle a little more. You're going to shuffle a little more. I got you. Okay, hold on. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Do you want to guess? Alright. First card is the squirrel and the chestnut connected to preparation. And that's kind of the problem that I'm seeing here, Capricorn. If you think about it, like squirrels are like, I don't know if you've noticed, but they kind of are routine. Like, it's like they're just constantly busy doing the same things. And I just feel like you don't need to spend so much time, like, let's say if you're prepping lunch or prepping meal plans or whatever the case is, it's like, okay, break out of the routine and allow yourself to spontaneously innovate in the moment as things provide, right? On the flip side, some of you guys might just need to plan a trip and you're preparing for that trip. With that being said, the next card that we have here is actually the snake and the fern together connected to starting over. Again, this is a fresh start, and I just feel like, Capricorn, you need to do this for you. You need to just be like, listen, I need a fresh start. I need a new beginning. I need a new chapter. I need to do this. And some of you guys will immediately take out your pens and your papers and be like, step 1, step 2, But you're literally repeating the same problem that you're in right now. Just try to start fresh where you're at right now. Innovate, surprise yourself, do something unexpected. Don't have everything so strategic and planned all the time. Find a way to innovate and surprise yourself. It's needed. Having said that, we have the spider card show up with passion flower, and this came up for Virgo too, connected to the word creative ingenuity. I still can't say it, but I also didn't Ooh, is that thunder? No, it's a plane. At this point, I'm about to do like a rain dance. I need it to rain. But creative ingenuity. This is our ability to co-create our experience. Do you want to see the card? I didn't show you the card. Creative ingenuity. This is our ability to co-create and to make a web of things, experiences from our dream space. What we dream for ourselves. That's the next card here. What we envision for ourselves. If we are constantly doing the same things, it's like our even our subconscious brain stops being creative. It stops dreaming. It stops hoping. It stops wishing because it just gets bored. So with the caiman and the poppy is known for, if you do it right, which I'm not recommending that you do, it's a hallucinogenic. It can alter your reality. And I feel like that's what it is that you guys kind of have to do, is change up your routine and change up your reality so that you're experiencing something new, fresh, different, funky. For you guys, I'm actually getting Afro beats. I'm getting going to a different continent that is soulful and rhythmic and fun and awakens you. It could be Brazil. It could be Belize is something that's coming through. It could be anywhere. It's like totally up to you, but definitely come on, let's go, right? Let's go. I'd come with you, but I got a baby now. I can't even believe it. Speaking of starting over, right? Like, whoa. But anyway, I hope that this resonated and spoke to you, Capricorn. If this is something that you love and you would like to be poured into more consistently, I highly recommend my little community, Behati Love Notes. Just like I've poured into the other things that I've created in the past, Sacred Circle Tarot School specifically, it's been like years of me pouring into them. I'm kind of switching and pivoting, moving away from education and leaning into pouring into people through my creative intuition and my gifts. And that's what Behati Love Notes was created. So basically it's me shuffling and pulling for them every other day, every 2 days, just connecting with their energy, doing energy check-ins, as well as I write rituals for them, journalings, meditations for them so that they can continue to help to heal themselves. And speaking of like rituals, another resource that I provided is the Sacred Anointing Ritual Boxes, which is pretty much like a lunar intention oil that I create one of a kind once a month, and I ship and send it out to them. My landscaper people are here, which is perfect because I actually could go for a coffee break. But anyway, the links for that will be down below, as well as the decks that I'm working with. I hope, Capricorn, that this spoke to your heart and soul. Please listen to it and apply its wisdom where it belongs. Until then, I thank you guys so much for allowing me to connect with your energy and read for you. Please make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel because there's plenty more videos where this came from. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.